King. Sir King. Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. You're having a good start to the week and all that good stuff. What's up, Simone? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, St. James. Hope you're doing well. Mommy Popo, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So let's get into it real quick. Real world news. I'm just gonna tell y'all, be careful what y'all posting on social media because right now, excuse me, Trump is doing something with those. It's like students who are at school now. If they post their support of the Palestinian war or whatever that's going on in the Middle East, they're looking at their social media to see if they're supporting that. And then they're at, well, somehow I saw today the universities are revoking their degrees. And then I also think they're using that to, if you're here on a visa or something, using that to revoke your visa and to send you back from wherever your homeland is. Which y'all say, well, why are you talking about that? That don't apply to us. If they're willing to take it that step, imagine what they're looking at concerning what y'all saying about the president. 'Cause right now, it's a whole bunch of people who are high power who are spooked, from the media to those who are currently in office and stuff like that. What's up, Ray Black? How you doing? So I'm just telling y'all, be careful. Then he also trying to do this thing where people, when you vote, he wants you to be able to verify that you're a citizen through your, what did he say, through your driver's license, through your birth certificate. So I'm seeing some stuff in motion. Like, I honestly feel like when this man get ready to go out of office, they're gonna try. I feel he's just gonna try to push legislation where he, like he said, he gonna be the last president we vote for. 'Cause I'm just seeing a lot of stuff. I'm seeing a lot of things that when you go through somebody's social media account and then sit up there and try to touch them because they're expressing their point of view, which is allowable under the freedom of speech. It's just a lot of stuff is weird right now. It's just weird. Like the media companies, how they are axing all these anchors and things because they have a certain viewpoint, and it means that they're trying to comply. It's just a lot of stuff that y'all got to pay attention to. That I feel they're really trying to set up for, what would it be, 2029, when he'll get, when his term is over. So y'all gotta look at stuff the long way. It's just something's just not feeling right. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. April 2nd, we don't know about the tariff situation. It's supposed to they said it's supposed to be Liberation Day or some name they came up with. So pay attention to April 2nd, but you really need to pay attention to the weekend before April 2nd. Because that's when a lot of stuff is going to move. For those who are in XRP, if you know what that is, I was doing some research today. I think they said on March 28th, the SEC is supposed to formalize that droppage of the lawsuit. So that might be a big day, but you never know because I've seen so much shit that says that, oh, it's gonna be a big day. It don't turn out to be nothing. But they're saying that if the SEC drops that lawsuit, that will allow XRP to be picked up by institutions. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But that could be a major catalyst if you're looking for something like that. What else going on? The NCAA. What dummy allowed for the portal to open while the national championship round is still going on. Like, all the talk is taken away from the national championship. There's teams, there are players that are on teams that are in the Sweet 16, and they're talking with schools that they're going to jump to next year. If I'm a coach, I'm pissed if I couldn't have found out that somebody on my ball club is talking about leaving, making plans to leave. I'm like, why the hell would I even? Why would I play you? Like, you're a traitor to me if you're going to sit up here and think about leaving us for another team next year. I'm like, why would I even want you to play in this moment of celebration when I know you're going to sit up here and leave? Like I said, that whole NIL deal changed a lot of things, but I'm surely surprised that the NCAA didn't sit up there and move that opening deadline or opening whatever date to after the tournament was done. Like, whoever overlooked that need their job done. They need their job X because that's attention to detail. That's attention to now you got everybody talking about where people moving to and all that other stuff, and the tournament is still going on. Like, that's insane. Let me see. What's up, Viber Law? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. The Universe Galaxy says Michael Jordan fans are the most questionable sports fans of all time. Why? Why would you say Michael Jordan fans are the most questionable sports fan of all time? Why? That's a random statement. But yeah, so that's April 2nd is for y'all. Everybody that should be looking out for April 2nd. Now I know that Tesla's Tesla's stock price has miraculously gone up to, I think I saw it today, 274, 280. On what? And I gotta research that. Why is it going up? I need to know that. What? Another promise that he's made? Like, so yeah, so they try to push the market up, I feel, until April 2nd, because that bad boy might come down, but we'll see. You said, well, it's a lot to type. Do you let people in the audience call in? No, I don't have a call in, but you can hit the link later on in the broadcast if you're still here. And I haven't bored you half to death. Okay, so that's what I want to tell you about real world news. The gym today was okay. It was some guy that he didn't piss me off. He was just annoying. He was talking about sometimes it's better to play half court than full court. When you don't have a full set of 10 people, it's better to play half court, 8-on-8. Because what happens is when you have less than 10, people don't bust their ass in full court. They take, it's better, it's more competitive, I found. So he gonna sit up there and tell me, oh, of course you not want to go full court. I was like, bitch, are you serious? The only reason why you want to do full court, is so you can cherry pick. I was like, I know this motherfucker ain't coming for me. It's just the nerve that some people be just like having. Like, seriously, I could pulverize his ass if I wanted to. Like, I'm just very calm, meek him out, and it'd be like people who just sit up there and try to antagonize you for no. I was like, this mother, really, he really gonna say that? It was just like, all he gonna try to do is stay down court and not have to get the cherry pick to score easily instead of staying in the half court. But anyway, that was all. That was it. So it was a copacetic day at the gym. All right, what's up, Tay Bay? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, Universe Galaxy says you said later. Yeah, later, about 15 minutes from now or so when I drop the link. Um, yeah, yeah. I ain't never seen you before, but hopefully you'll act right. Don't take offense because there's a lot of people who do some crazy stuff on the StreamYard link. If you've been on YouTube, you know what I mean. All right. So other than that, that's all I really got to say about real world news going on. We're gonna take a brief commercial and we'll be right back. Okay. We'll go to Ness. We'll be right back.
Remember the police department rap child with Allison, girl. People keep dying. Ain't nobody trying to take away the cheating, the stealing, the lying. Gotta wrap up the crime. Put in some time so I can keep what is yours and you can keep what is mine. Gotta ride around each week, hearing people speak about stupid things and negativity on the street. We got babies on the run, kids selling drugs, people selling, and I ain't even done. We got babies having babies, baby daddy maybes, juvies going crazy. They think they're angry, maybe. So keep this in mind. Wrap up the crime, do the right thing. I guarantee you'll be fine. Okay.
Mm. That's when Ness was a police informant. she, she still might be. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. I don't think this is gonna be a long live, but I'm gonna bring to you what I saw on the YouTube streets today. Okay, first let's start with J Dunn set up Pizarro. So I guess apparently Uppity done pissed these people off or something like that, and they were going in, like they were going in on Uppity and her child, her autistic. I guess her child is autistic, and they were like, "Look, your daughter can't even talk. Your daughter's 6 years old. All she knows is curse words." So I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." So that was the interesting part of that discussion. So then Pizarro decides to bring the sound bites and gather them all up, the herd of them. Cause damn, it's not like a herd. She like two of them came, and then she was like, "Where the other one and where that one?" I'm like, "Damn, you sure do got a nah, that still don't dispel the rumor that she a professional babysitter. But anyway, we got to give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so she heard it up. She heard it all of the sound bites up. Okay, so that I guess because somebody was challenging her in the chat that you ain't got no kids, so she heard it all the sound bites. So then somebody said, "Why you ain't in school or something like that?" She said it was a power outage. I'm like, okay, no, you a babysitter. So then they were going in, like I said, they were going in on Uppity and how Uppity, her daughter can't talk. So she told the sound bites to say something, okay? Or say hello or something like that, okay? So the sound bites complied. So then Jay Dunn, now this where it get real interesting. So then Jay Dunn, now I don't know if Jay Dunn meant to be messy, but Jay Dunn is messy unintentionally and intentionally. So then Jay Dunn goes and says, "Hey, spell kitten." So Jada said, "Hey," to the sound bites, "spell kitten." So one of them, one of the herd yells, "K." Then Pizarro says, "Oh, hell no. They don't know nothing besides K." And she knew that if they misspelled kitten, we were going to drag them sound bites, okay, on the YouTube streets. She would have given Uppity all the ammunition that they needed or she needed to drag them damn kids because you up here touting that your kids smarter than a fifth grader and they can't even spell a kitten or something that they probably in their damn house. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all hear it so y'all know I'm not embellishing. Okay, I said, you know, maybe Sir Kid lying and he lied on the sound bites and all that. No, I ain't lying on the damn sound bites. Pizarro, you almost got your children YouTube food. That's what they're about to become. Pizarro, your children are about to become YouTube food, and you shut that down real quick because you know your children don't know how to spell no damn sound bites. I mean, sorry, they don't know how to spell no damn kitten. They probably don't know how to spell no damn cat. They're about to say cat. How you spell cat? K-A-T. Dumb like their mama. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, don't bring your children on here if you don't want them talked about. Don't bring your children on here. Now she brought them on here. It wasn't no camera slip. It wasn't no accidental picture. She did this by design. So therefore we could talk about them. Okay. Now let me get to the damn time step. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Cause you ain't gonna lie on me. You ain't gonna lie on me. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. I'm getting it. Okay, listen up, y'all. Listen to this.
Next doing that. Look into what I gotta say, Pizarro, because and go ahead and get ready to throw the tomatoes for everybody out there. But
now, hold on, y'all. Now this is when we get introduced to the sound bites that don't know how to spell kitten. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so this is the key moment. She is summoning Listen, Reed. Listen, Reed. How you doing, Reed? She don't, because you know they be. Oh, she accidentally brought the kid. We heard the kids in the back seat while they were studying. No, they weren't. She summoned the sound bites. Okay, here we go.
Come here. Ready to throw the tomatoes for everybody out there. But stand up. Come here. Are you bringing them? Yeah, because she said, but we don't hear your kids speak, so y'all do too much. Okay. You want to hear mine?
Now, see, she's sacrificing her children to go at a troll in the chat. Okay? See, don't even care. Nothing about her damn kids. Gonna sit there and sacrifice her children's peace for a damn troll in the chat.
Okay. Come on, soundbite. You got a little weird bitch online that want to hear y'all because she mad.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Now, here is Mama of the Year Pizarro. Okay, troll Mama of the Year Pizarro cursing in front of her kids. Child, I can just imagine what them children gonna turn into when they hear their mama cursing like that. How you gonna ask your children to be respectful and you sit up there cursing in front of them like that? Anyway, here we go. And what if they call you a weird bitch, Pizarro? You can't get mad at them because they heard it from you. Anyway, move right on. Here we go.
I can't fucking pronounce words. So she want to hear mine. Because they ain't go to school today, bitch. That's why.
Now, why your kids didn't go to school? Now, she gonna tell you why, but I think she lying. But anyway, let's go on.
Oh God, Jesus.
Why you all in my business? I ain't let them go to school today. Well, for one, they didn't have school today because something happened with their school power outage and shit. So they couldn't go.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They couldn't go to school. You didn't let them go to school, and the power is out. Does that mean you schooling them? That means you ain't got no power at home. So you ain't got no power at home. So therefore, that's why they go to school. I'm just saying. Now we know we can say shades. Maybe it was actually out, but I don't know. She be lying so much. You can never give her the benefit of the doubt. Yes, Black Girls Coach, just ghetto. Just ghetto.
Hey, little did you know? Come on, where the other two?
See? Damn. Where the other two? Where the other two? It sound like a damn herd. A herd of cows over there. Where the other two? Where the other two? Herd them up. Herd them up. Ooh, I could have just imagined what it's like going to the store with y'all. Just where the other two? Oh, professional daycare. Anyway.
Where the two? Okay, now where's your other sister? Where she at? Go get her.
Damn. Doing all this for YouTube? Sure.
Well, while we waiting on the sound bites, I just want to say, Zulu cannot communicate with me, but I have to pay attention.
Oh, Lord.
And that's how come I knew he was sick when he was sick. If Uppity ain't paying attention to Nyla, then how Uppity know what's going on?
J Dunn forever being counted. Now, J Dunn, let me start with you. How are you gonna sit up there and compare your dog to a human child? That's non-communication or whatever they call non-communicable, whatever they call it. Zulu versus Nyla. Really, J Dunn? Really, J Dunn? Anyway, we right on. Non-communicative, excuse me. They were like, oh, Sir K, don't know. Oh, he a pseudo-intellectual. Don't even know how to say non-communicative. Let me get that straight before they run with that.
Female. I think this is female. I know, mother. I know. They said we don't hear your kids speak. Y'all do too much. Say something. Say hey to the intel. You wanna talk to them because I'm like other people kids. Y'all.
See, she's sitting up here sacrificing the sanity of her children, the peaceful narrative of the soundbite from some troll in the chat that say they never hear. Child, you don't care for your children, Pizarro. Anyway, move right along.
Terribly say, wait. What you wanna tell them that you did your dog hair? You wanna tell them your dog hair? Yeah. Okay, they telling me not to do it. I'm not showing y'all I'm a chairman. No, Pizarro, let me put them to the test.
Okay, here go they Jay Dunn. Okay, messy ass Jay Dunn trying to set up Pizarro and the sound bites. Okay, to sit up here and be the no bites. Okay, here we go. Here we go. They need to take a bite out of the apple. But anyway, moving right along. Y'all gonna hear Jay Dunn set up Pizarro and the sound bites.
So can you spell kitten? How do you spell kitten? No, we don't leave that alone.
Right, exactly, Pizarro, because you know your kids about to sit up here and make you the worst parent of the year. Because you know damn well them kids didn't know how to spell no damn kitten, okay? You barely know how to spell cat or dog. So we know damn well your kids, you even knew, you didn't even sit up there once you heard K and you heard the pause, you sit up there and said, oh, hell no to the no. Now you shut down your kid or whoever one of them heard that said something. You shut it down. You knew if your kid, your child stood up here and said KILTIM, we would have decimated you. We would have trolled you so bad, and you would think in the head, I give you credit on that because you shut that down. You like, nope, nope. Look, now you want your kids to come on here and speak to the public, but when Jay Dunn asked her to spell kitten and they draw out K, you say no, no, we're not doing it. What happened? What happened, Pizarro? You sit up here and say that Nala don't know how to speak, but when your child starts speaking, you shut them down. What's going on, Pizarro? What's going on, Pizarro? You knew they ain't know how to spell no damn kitten. That's why you shut her up. Let's go back and play that one more time because you know I gotta break it down for the people. Let's go back and hear that. Why you didn't want, since you want to boast about your children, why you didn't want to show how intellectually superior they are to Nala? I'm just curious. Since you a great mother. Hold on, let's play real quick. Hold on.
How do you spell kitten?
Child. She thinks she's slick. She thinks she's slick. She thinks she's slick. She's trying to intentionally laugh over the next letter that come out of one of them sound bites mouth. You heard that? Just laughing and giggling. What's that? What you laughing and giggling about? You laughing and giggling that they don't know that you on here smoking black and miles and lying instead of teaching your children how to spell kitten. Woof.
That alone. We ain't gonna do the kitten.
Why are we leaving that alone, Pizarro? You know they don't know how to spell. Oh Lord, Pizarro, you saved your children, boy, because they about to get dragged on these YouTube streets. Anyway. All right, let me see. Black Girls Coast says Pizarro couldn't even pronounce segregation with her illiterate ass. Yeah, it's sad. No, Mr. LL, and please stop sending me messages on my damn community wall. You come a member of the channel, you just running amok out here. Mr. LLLLL, you need to be over there at Jay Wilson now and see if you can get a date with Tommy or Castro or whoever. T-Pain, King Pain. Child, we don't get into that in a minute. What else you said? Let me see what y'all saying. Let's see. Why are we live so late? Why are you here so late? What's up, Davin? How you doing? Karina Aqua Clara says it's really non-verbal. Just saying. Oh, I don't know. Non-verbal, can't speak. I don't know. What's up, Enjoy Life? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Mommy Popo says Zulu lives better than most of the kids on here. You think so? Let Zulu bite Jay Dunn and see what kind of life he be living right there on the street corner. Let Zulu slap Jay Dunn like Lyric slap Jay Wilson and see how Jay Dunn react. We'll see if Zulu is a priority then. Just saying. What's up, Mr. YouTube Streets? That man said hello to you, but hello again. Oh Lord, look at him. Child, what's going on with y'all? Is Jay Dunn? I mean, oh Lord, is Jay Wilson using y'all? Is he giving y'all a percentage of his YouTube earnings this month? You over there talking about you dreamed of Jay Wilson because you had him playing on in the background. That's not a dream. That's a damn nightmare. But anyway, that's how you characterize it. Mm. Ooh, child. Y'all y'all interesting. Y'all just interesting. Tommy over there thinking he the next Warren Buffett because he's used the portion of what Castro gave him to buy 30, what is it, 30, what's it, 30 cans of beer? Talking about let's go to Walmart instead of the convenience store because you get 30 for $21.99. Whew. Yeah, y'all got a lot going on, and he was doing 100 miles per hour to come see you, and y'all cuddled on the couch, and you cooked some mushy rice, some mushy uh, broccoli with a T-bone. It was ooh, y'all. Well, maybe y'all need to write a love novel. I don't know what the hell be going on over there, boy. Y'all. I think this is some part of some of your virtual makeup sex that y'all be talking about. And he set up there and told you to strangle him and choke his larynx and all that other stuff. I don't know, y'all. But I think while y'all sitting up there trying to go to Jay Wilson, I think Jay Wilson be living through y'all. To be honest, he be putting himself in the younger version of y'all and trying to live through y'all sexual escapades or whatever. But anyway, that's the situation doing. Yeah, I know Ray Black. I know, huh? You had to be over there at Jay Wilson to see that. I was like, are we doing? Is this episode 3 of that? Episode 3 back again? Anyway, going back to what we talking about. So that is how Pizarro set up the sound bites and do the J Dunn. Okay. All right. Next thing we want to talk about. What else? Next thing we want to talk about? Was Rodney scared? Was Rodney scared? So apparently, Treasure Lane hit Rodney's link and says, "Do you have an issue with what I said?" or something like that. Now I think it went back to that whole grooming thing. I don't know, but you know, now Brian was up there trying to start a mess probably. But I was thinking, what if Rodney did say, yeah, I did have an issue with the way you characterize such and such and such and such, what would have happened? But I wonder if Rodney is scared of Treasure Lane. Because Rodney, he wants to be seen in the good graces of everybody. But I think he took the right approach because I don't think he wanted that smoke. Now I saw Treasure Lane, I saw a thumbnail or something of him trying to be a fat Batman or Robin or whatever, but I didn't click the link to see what his commentary was about. But I have to state that. But I was just curious, what if Rodney did say he had an issue? What would happen? Mr. LLL said it was a mess. Okay. What's up, lovely one? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well with you. What's the next thing we want to move on? Because that whole Rodney thing, I was like, womp womp. Dore. 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 Okay. Dore. You hella messy. Okay, cubic zirconia Dore. You being hella messy, and I saw what you was trying to do today. Now I'm gonna speak in subliminals. Those who were here know, or those who are around know what I'm talking about. Okay, but Dore, you were doing a lot of gaslighting, gaslighting, whatever you want to call it. Oscar the Grouch scavenger hunt today, and I didn't appreciate it. I'm speaking in subliminals, okay? You were trying to get somebody to say something to get somebody ass toe up on these YouTube streets. Now I heard that person's response to the questions that you were asking them. Now to the person that was asking those questions, don't make me come out here and make the street shake. Now I know you got to put on your bravado and all that, but you trying to sit up there and say you make it do what it do when you can't. Okay, Now I got the ammunition, okay, for the mission. Now next time Dore or somebody else come out here, or anybody that look like they belong in the Kentucky Derby, ask you anything, just act like you work for Washington and be a politician and say, "Oh, we good." No, I don't need to answer that. I see what you're trying to do. Because Dore was being hella messy, okay? But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it nice and sweet right now, because I'm really not in the spirit of drama and divisiveness. But next time somebody asks you a question, just refuse to answer. Say no comments. Act like you got an NDA, okay? Because I'm ready to spray. Okay, I'm just tired of people acting like they don't know what to say when people approach them. But Dore, I've been nice to you. I ain't dragged you like I could on these YouTube streets. You act like you are a champion, but you with the questions and the line of questioning that you were asking really got me side eyeing you. Okay, side eyeing you like you sit up there and say you got a paralegal. Legal what? The legal shield? I'm just saying, Dore, keep it cute. Keep it cute. Okay, because you ain't looking cute right now. But now you were looking cute pre 2020. Now after 2020, I ain't seen no updated pictures, so I don't know what happened. All I know is you got a full rack of teeth, full rack of teeth. Ain't no teeth missing at all. So I'm gonna give you your kudos for that. Now I don't know if they're artificially enhanced or what, Dore. Now this is the nice. But you keep up with that messy stuff, Dore. Okay? And we'll be putting bets on you in the Kentucky Derby, okay? Because that was totally unnecessary. Just your line of question. Now I know you sit up here and try to be a future Matlock, but that was unnecessary because he popped up on the panel and you just salivated at the moment as if you wanted to carry or some celery, okay, or some broccoli or mushy broccoli that Castro Cannon made. Come on, Dorian. We got enough of these wishy-washy people running around named Tulsa. Lord have mercy. Anyway. Whew. Thank you, Black Girls Club. I appreciate that. Ooh, there's a lot on these YouTube streets. Let me see. Fraud in the law. Cuz Lemon said don't threaten him with a good time. Oh, I love a good time. You want a good time? I heard that. So I'm trying to speak subliminal, but fraud and law probably one of Doris' many plethora of troll pages. Don't threaten him with a good time. Well, we could do. We could do. Like I said, what I said, I've been dealing with that shit for years. Years. Do, round and round, make it shake all the way to the ground. Okay. Right. Teleport. What the hell is a motherfucker teleport? Sound like some damn science fiction shit. Anyway, moving right along. What's up, Robin Love? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Teleport. She not. I know she's not legendary. She's just where did. I'm just like, damn, Dory. Where'd you come from? It's like, did you get done serving a bid and just got a lot of free time? Like, what? Well, Dory just got a plethora of free time on her hand. Like, and I'm like, oh shit, there she is again. Like, Dory, what are you doing? Did you get released? I'm just confined to the house. What's going on, Dory? You've been gone. And you show up again and disappear for 3 months, 4 months, and show up again. What, and then you stay for 3 months and then you go. What's going on? I don't know. Are you enrolled in school? What's going on, Dory? We need to know. Are you in horse training? What is going on? Like, what? Are you a jockey? What is going on? We are just bewildered. We like, damn, you everywhere. Anyway, Um, hmm. I would not be highlighting that comment. All right. Next up is Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson, please stop cursing or cussing, however you want to say it. Jay Wilson, please stop. Because when you curse, it's just like it don't suit you. It's like you know how you got somebody that want to sound hip and bad and relevant, but that's not them. That's Jay Wilson. He all cursing. I'm like, you don't know how to cuss. The tone, the diction, it just don't sound right. Come, bitch, bitch, bitch. It just don't. It just don't. It just don't sound right. You're not smooth with it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna put some emphasis on this, and clench my ab muscles to make it sound strong. Nah, man, it's a lot of stuff. It's just like you don't curse right. You just don't. It make you seem less, less hood, I guess. I don't know, less street, less urban. I don't know. Just stop. Just please stop. Please. It's just not a good look. And you doing it more, so it's just awkward. It's like the nerd that try to act hood or tough, and you're like, no, you fail. I can't even take you seriously. Just like you say, you and your boo do that and do this. What's that site they found? Escort Galaxy or something like that. Somebody said escort. Yeah, yeah. You sound like your date come from Escort Galaxy. Oh Lord have mercy. Anyway, what'd you say, Diamond Deeper? I love when you love it because he probably sound like you when you curse. Awkward. Oh Lord, don't take it. Don't start crying, Diamond. Okay, don't hit me up talking about how you were offended. I don't care. All right, you here for the entertainment. You put it there, so therefore I could comment. Okay, moving right along. Okay, you said F me. I know. F me. No, you probably want to fuck me. Excuse me, because you got the middle finger. You know what? I got something for you, Diamond. Okay, I know you gonna love this. You know you love attention. Now, where the hell you diving to? I don't know. You keep going down in the deep abyss, you might not ever be able to come back because you know when you dive, you only got a certain amount of oxygen. So just don't dive too deep at all, okay? But I got this for you, Diamond, since you want to be throwing up middle fingers and all.
Hope you fall down the stairs and you break your neck. Get fired from your job, end up homeless. Hope your new relationship ends over a text. I hope you step on a tack and you stub your toe. Hope your son smokes crack and your daughter's a hoe. Hope your teeth turn black and your hair won't grow. And your dog and your cat, I hope they die in the cold. For real. Fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your uncle, fuck your auntie, fuck your grandpa, fuck your granny, fuck your whole fucking family. I hope you get a rash from your deodorant.
Ooh, child.
Diamond, did you put on deodorant? Now that was funny. All right. So Jay Wilson, just stop cursing. In case she was over there, that whole love debacle with Castro Cannon and Tommy and what's now somebody named Makayla. Oh, and this is the key thing that came out of that. So allegedly, let me put my disclaimer up, y'all, because y'all be like, oh hell no. Allegedly, they were saying some dude with dreads and hooked up with Castro. Disclaimer: all commentary and opinions stated are to be considered as alleged and as a fiction. The purpose of this broadcast is for entertainment and enlightenment and joy. Okay, so apparently they thought it was ODS, but it come to find out it may be King Pain. I don't know. I don't think Castro denied it, but yeah, King Pain, I guess made a trip to to be with Castro Cannon. Mm-hmm. Y'all some freaks. Y'all be tripping. Well, I know y'all be racking up the miles for some peanuts, huh? Some peanuts flyer miles instead of freaking flyer miles. We just gonna call them peanuts flyer miles because y'all fly all across the country. Went to California, then went to Vegas and all this just for some peen. I'm like, damn, like y'all some sex addicts out here. I just said, you said Tommy is a bum. Oh, okay. All right, Davin. The time to come for your ass. Don't say nothing. What else I want to talk about? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna drop my link because somebody wanted me to drop my link earlier. But that's pretty much it. That's all I saw on the YouTube streets. Like I said, Upper I guess made a live to what was going on. But that's about it. That's about it. I told you about how I felt about that Larry Nelson situation. Womp womp. Moving on. I'm going to Chicago for peeing in my new car. Okay. Congratulations. Now don't let peeing jack you up and take your car now. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't let that happen. Get all in lust and love, and he asks you to step out if you hear that noise, and then he drive off with your car. Okay, you have to take the South Shore home. You have to take the South Shore home. So anyway, um, yeah. So that's it, y'all. Anything else? I don't know anything else. I think that's about it. If you want to, feel free to send a gesture to $ Star King Crown. Be tremendously appreciated. Thank you to those who have. I appreciate you, Miss Magnificent. Also, where's Mama Fifi? I gotta ask Mama Fifi a question because she sent me a message, but I didn't understand it. What details? They are both. What? I don't understand that. They're both King Payne and Castro allegedly. What is that ill thing? Oh no! What? Stop that! Oh Lord! Ooh, child. Child. I don't know. Y'all get too much of y'all life. Somebody said they was on disability. Somebody said this. Somebody said that. I'm like, mm, what? Fifi got struck by Trish. Wow. You said, "Ooh, that was not ill." What are you trying to say then? I don't know what you're trying to say. Details. You said they are both ill, King Payne and Castro. And then you said, "Ooh, that was not ill." What? What? I'm trying to understand what you're writing or what you put. Okay, 'cause I'm kind of lost. Kind of lost. Mm.
Something, 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 something just ain't right. It just ain't right.
Thank you, Davin, because I'm her too. I'm like, what? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, I think you want the reaction that you want to react before you get there. Like, you want to react before you actually put the information there for me to react. I don't get it. Fraud and losses. He's saying they both got it. Yeah, I figured that, but they moving ahead before they actually put that. You know what I'm saying? Or said that. Well, I don't, man. I don't. Y'all better wrap it up out here. Sucking and sucking and humping. Y'all better wrap it up. And all that other stuff. I know they got prep and all this other stuff, but I need y'all to understand what happens if they stop. Like, what happens if we have a supply chain situation and they can't easily make prep, or there's a shortage of whatever they're using, and now it's $500 to get whatever it is. Like, y'all just gotta start thinking about that. And while we on this whole HIV conversation, sorry if if I'm speaking to people what my comments may hit in the audience, but I don't like how they normalizing such a situation like that. I feel like the media or these advertisements are pushing that if you have HIV, oh, it's like pneumonia or the common cold or measles or chickenpox. Just take a pill and you'll be good. You'll be all right. I don't like that. That's not cool. That's not cool because I feel like, from what I understand, they haven't done the necessary research to understand how those drugs may impact your organs. So you pushing something. I understand to stop the transmission of that, but you got to understand. Well, it's twofold, right? Because they're not interpreting it as preventative. They're like, if I get it, it's treatable. What? No, that's not what the message should be. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, we got somebody coming to the stage. What's up, Urban? How you doing?
King of Late Night, the YouTube Arsenio Hall. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just comment on things I see before they become outdated.
What is going on, big dog?
Not much. Not much.
I heard you talking about Trump's the possibility of Trump being president forever, basically.
Yeah, I was just reading some stuff like how he's going through social media profiles and first starting with the people who are in support of the Palestinian war and all that stuff, and how he's telling the universities to revoke their degrees, and if they are here on a visa, then he's gonna revoke the visa. So I'm like, oh, so let's think about how they can take that one step further. If they scoping out your social media, what if you said something controversial about the president? You know, so
Yeah, that's a good point. Good. Can you hear me fine? Can
yeah,
everybody hear me?
I hear you.
Let me see. I don't. Okay, so that was a really good point when you said that, and as I was listening, I thought about a few years ago. I think about 2 years ago. Google announced that they were going to scan people's phones for any type of like if you have images or videos or anything that's considered inappropriate, or basically scan people's phones for anything illegal. This was 2 years ago, so that kind of lines up with what you're saying about what Trump is doing, and he uses these types of corporations to do these kinds of things. Google has a very large contract with NSA. So they work in conjunction, and so he would be using them to help him, carry out his agenda. I want to say greetings to your chat, everyone out there. So people should be aware that about 2 years ago, if you downloaded something on your phone that's inappropriate or considered terroristic, or on the CD side, Google is as soon as you sign up with any Google product, which includes YouTube, they'll scan your phone and they will report you. They will report you to the appropriate agency for investigation. So that started a couple of years ago. People should keep up with what Google is doing. So if you go to the Google website, right, just go to google.com. And then once you get to google.com, type in Google. Type the word Google under google.com. And everything that they've been doing legally, any news, any new or related news, you can try it right now, Sakin, if you want, and you'll see all the top news, and it'll blow your mind and all the things that Google's been involved in. Like recently, they were talking about the fact that they're not hiding how they move as far as monitoring what you're doing, as far as how they track what you're doing, and as far as connecting all devices. So if you go to your mother's house, you log in, they're going to say, okay, that's Sir King at his mom's house. If you go to Walmart, you log in, oh, that's Sir King at Walmart. So they're tracking all of that. That's one of the newest things I saw. And that's really not that new. That's about 2 or 3 weeks old actually now. But you should always keep up with what's going on with Google, because they own YouTube.
People got to think.
Keep abreast of what's going on. So I don't know if you've ever done that, Sir King, but try it out sometime and see all the things that Google is involved in. But most people don't do that. They don't check and see what Google is doing, especially if you're a YouTuber. If you're creating content on YouTube, you need to see because Google's the parent company.
Right. Yeah. They don't think phones.
So this whole theory about what was the first? What were you telling me, Sir King, when I first popped on something about your discussion about things Trump was involved in?
No, I was just saying. You talk about tonight or before?
Tonight, yeah.
No, I was just saying that we have to think about how he he stood up there saying that he's now going to require like physical identification. So you don't have to have a birth certificate. You're gonna have to have some form of ID to vote,
Mhm.
but that's even like early voting or absentee voting. So they were saying how much that would kind of maybe disqualify people
Right.
from, and all that. And I'm like, yo, do you see maybe the steps in place for him to, be the last president we vote for? Because,
Yeah.
between the internet search thing and that, he's trying, I feel, trying to maybe put things in place to prevent people from voting or something. Yeah.
Yeah. A good segue into that. As I was It's refreshing my memory. I was thinking about, are you aware of the new ID requirements, what they call biometric ID?
Yeah. Hmm.
Have you got your
Yeah. Yeah.
biometric ID?
What
So
do go ahead. Sorry.
that's a requirement. Um, and the thing with that is that it makes it so where we're moving right now in society is very similar to me and you had this conversation during the pandemic about being
Mm.
tracked and how China, targets and tracks their citizens and everything you do, and they have their own, what they call personal credit score as far as what kind of person you are, right? Not just what your financial credit score is, but what you're doing on the internet, what type of websites you're looking at, all of that stuff, and they give a rating to. This is what happens in China. They give a rating to the kind of person you are. So just imagine if you go online right now, you type in your name, and they're like, yeah, we give Sun King a -10 because of XYZ.
Right.
That's where, we're moving in alignment with that. And a lot of times we're behind China by a few years.
Hmm.
Uh, and so those kinds of things are happening. So you got to be aware of those things. Whenever you're online, like you really have to be very cognizant of what you're doing when you're online because with smartphones, every little thing that you do, there's some data agency, there's some data company that's like looking at what you're doing and they're attaching it to this and attaching it to that and they're creating profiles. So there's some company that you don't even know about that can tell you what you Google most throughout the day, what your favorite interests are, whether they're just, general interests or what your intimate interests are. Like they have created a profile. And the problem with smartphones is that includes personal data. That includes personal data. So uh, it's scary out there how much data is collected on people. Um, so I think Trump is borrowing ideas from China and using these major corporations to assist him. If you look at all the technology billionaires that were standing right next to Trump, remember they were all anti-Trump.
Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
They were all anti-Trump. I think you might have mentioned this. They were all anti-Trump, and now look, they're all on Trump's team. They're all
Hmm.
pro-Trump, and even the networks they are getting rid of. So any, if you have a favorite anchor, a network news anchor, pretty much consider them gone if they're on the Democratic side of the house. They're cleaning them all out. The reason why is because we talk about welfare, but the amount of federal benefits and the amount of money that the federal government cuts to major corporations, you'd be astonished. Okay, well, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why is the government cutting you a check? But that's the reason behind all this abandonment that you see, this kind of lock and step abandonment, because Trump is saying, well, we're going to cut this check off. We're going to cut that check off. So they're like, oh man, I better get in line with Trump. And Trump's
Yeah.
on he's on a revenge campaign.
Yeah. That's
So
what I hear. That's what we
he's on a
hear.
revenge campaign. He feels like he was wronged, and everybody's a target. And if you look, obviously he was, there was some political, what they call law warfare going on. Obviously, politics is dirty. And he obviously he was, they were trying to eliminate him from ever being president again. It didn't work, and now he's on a war path to, to burn and destroy everyone that was going against him. Even recently, he tried to say that even recently he revoked Biden, a former president. You think about the historical context of this. This has never happened before. Trump revoked Biden's security clearance. So for those who don't know anything about that, the government gives you if you work for the federal government and you handle sensitive material, they assign it a security clearance. So it can start as low as a position of trust and then go all the way up to above TS, above top secret. So all former presidents retain their TS security clearances. And Trump stripped Biden and everyone associated with Biden. He stripped all their clearances. He stripped clearances from multiple intelligence agencies, multiple directors of former directors of intelligence agencies. He revoked their clearances as well. So he's on a war path, to avenge, how he felt he was being treated. But the bottom line though is, you mentioned this about Trump saying that there wasn't going to be no need for another president. Like he's the last president, like the last emperor. Steve Bannon, was someone who was very heavily in Trump's corner. He went to jail for President Trump. They're pushing for this to find a loophole in the law where Trump can be elected again. They're messing around in a gray area where, okay, well, it's not consecutive terms. So they're trying to pull him back in office again.
Yeah, didn't Putin do something like that? They changed the law for Putin?
Bingo. Absolutely. Following. He absolutely did it. Putin did some time as the prime minister. So I'm surprised you knew that. Yeah, absolutely. He did do that. And so, the thing about Trump is that he look at his son. Do you remember? Do you know what Trump's son's name is?
Eric. Yes, two of them.
Bingo. Right. Bingo. So he always has felt he's had this fascination with royalty, right, and being a monarch. So he would like to be a king. King Trump. He'd like to be president forever. His goal is to never leave until his goal is when I leave office, when I leave office, my son takes over. Or someone that I've, personally vouched for takes over. And pretty much his family continues to run the US forever. That's his, that's what's in his mind.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't just overthrow a democratic system that's been around for hundreds of years, and the people are still accustomed to that way of living. We didn't have a natural catastrophe, nor were we invaded for you to make that major transition to that. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
So, what do you think he'll be successful at? Well, look at how he. So, let's look at like a blatantly obvious thing. Trump is now president, and Elon Musk is the reason why he's president. That's the reason why Trump kisses up to Elon Musk, is because Elon Musk did multi-million.
I see. You see the breadcrumbs there from him able to identify who and where people didn't vote last election. All that data, all that stuff.
Yeah. He brought it. Trump brought in an expert. That expert was Elon Musk. So this is the reason why he's so tight with him, is because had it not been for Elon Musk, where would Trump be right now? Probably in jail.
Yeah.
If you look back at the legal cases, I mean, he's president now, so it's ignored. But look back at the legal cases. He was probably going to do some considerable amount of time in jail. And Elon Musk to the rescue. So,
yeah, especially when you got the president toting your cars on the White House lawn. That speaks volumes.
I saw that. Would you buy one of Elon's cars?
No, no, that was a sign of desperation. That was a sign of desperation.
Right,
That lets you
because of the,
know,
the tanking market, right?
right?
But
That
would
lets, but also the vandalism and all the other stuff that goes with it.
mhm.
You
But
know,
if
and
you had the spare income, would you
no,
buy?
because no, because you can't. Okay, so Teslas are being traded in at record high volume. Then on top of that, people are vandalizing the car. So because of what he's doing, so you don't want to ever buy a product that you can't be proud to present in public, right?
Mhm,
So there's a multitude of factors, and then on top of that, he has a history of slashing the prices of his models to make it more attractive, which brings down their value. So
mhm.
mm,
And there is I was looking at purchasing one of his cars. This was a few years ago, and I started researching, the whole thing about owning a Tesla.
mhm.
And you should look at it. It's pretty it's fascinating because they have they've done the same thing Apple did. Like you got to use Apple products, you got to use an Apple charger, you got to, Apple has contained the market into Apple only. And Elon did the same thing with Tesla. Right? Nobody can fix a Tesla but Elon. There's a YouTuber that has a huge following now, but's been sued by Tesla for doing YouTube videos about how to fix a Tesla. So he self taught himself to fix. What he did was he went out and he purchased totaled Tesla. So if he got into an accident with your Tesla and it was written off, he purchased it, and he became an expert at just studying how Tesla worked. And so he was this independent Tesla repair guy, and Tesla came after him hook, line, and sinker. This is for something of repairing a car, in your garage.
Right.
Tesla came after them. So how fiercely they protect their product. But it's expensive, it's very costly, and if anybody touches it outside of Tesla, you're done. Like any kind of warranty that you have is done. And most people don't have the intellect is to understand how it even functions. Because a lot of stuff Tesla, they have signature IDs that you got to sign in to even work on it. So if you're outside of that software, they'll shut the whole vehicle down. But he learned this. He's an African American guy. He learned how to bypass all that.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. And then on top of that, you got to think about if you're in a natural disaster, you're reliant on electrical charge
Mhm.
to get you moving. So mm,
Yeah, his competitor um, getting a lot of kudos now and a lot of interest. People are because everybody's anti-Tesla now, so his competitor is now getting a lot of interest, and people are saying, "Don't buy a Tesla." I forgot the name of the competitor, but you can Google it real quick.
in,
He's
in in the United States or in China,
in the U.S.
oh,
I think it's in the U.S.
it's probably Lucid or Rivian or one of those, or even maybe GM. But GM cut down. Maybe
Competitor as far as electric vehicle.
yeah, it's either Lucid or Rivian. They're the main
Okay.
two. So um, so yeah, so we should. I mean, we shall see. I wanted to ask you about April 2nd though, and then the whole tariff thing, and then now he says there's going to be what he named it a certain way. There's going to be selective tariff. So I guess he's going to put it on certain brands, I guess, or companies. I don't know.
Yeah. What was your question? I did see that.
So what do you feel about that? On April 2nd, he's going to. I think it's with China. So
What he's doing is, Trump's background is you know we know he was a real estate, mogul, but for just before he became president, what he was really known for was being on TV, right? His show, The Apprentice. So he's very stuck on ratings and approval. So when people start talking bad about him, if you notice, he'll pull back. So he has all of these corporations that are, in his ear saying, "Come on, man, cut us some slack, cut us some slack." Uh, and so if you notice, every time he announces he's going to do something with the tariffs, he pulls back. He pulls back. So
Mm.
all these major corporations have come to him and said, "Look, we donated to you." It's all about politics, right? We donated to you. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, we donated to you, and you're killing us here. Look at the markets. Look what's happening to the economy. Like, you can't do this. America has become attached at the hip to, you know, to foreign emissaries like China. Pretty much, you can't pick up anything in your house and it doesn't say "Made in China." This happened decades ago. They're so far ahead of us. It's insane. So we're attached at the hip. So he has to do these selective tariffs to keep the people that put money in his pocket, that were supporters of his agenda, the MAGA agenda. So that's what's happening. Is he's making these moves to appease for the people because they're thinking to themselves, "Well, God dang, I supported you. Like, you're killing me here." And so he's backtracking, to kind of appease to the people that support him. The markets
Yeah.
are going to go ahead.
No, I said yeah. That's what I figured.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. Trump talks a big game, but image, like I was saying, him being known for television for so many years now, image is very important to him, how he appears to the public, what his ratings are. So he's constantly looking at, you know, his favorability ratings, right? How much do the American people like him at the current second, or how much are they not liking him at the current second?
Hmm.
So that's kind of like that's his main interest, is keeping a high favorability rating.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So I don't know. You about to say something about the market?
I was just saying that the markets are all over the place because of this whole tariff thing. Like, America has been, so Trump is trying to just jump in and just you know basically perform emergency surgery and detach America from all our foreign investors and foreign partners, and it just doesn't work that way. And you would think that he understands that, being someone who's in quotation marks a billionaire, and first thing Trump does in the morning is watch the markets. He's probably been doing that for decades, but I don't know. It just seemed like
Well, I think his mindset is WWE, where he's expected to threaten these people with tariffs, and they'll come back and negotiate something favorable. I don't think he expected the amount of pushback, and negative sentiment. They're not
Mhm.
forming, and even if you do take them off, you've already formed that negative sentiment,
That's a good.
right?
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Is everyone knows him for being the negotiator, right? For being someone that his most famous book. Do you know what his most famous book is? Prior to reality TV, do you know what he was known for?
well, like you said, real estate, but I don't know his most favorite book though.
Art of the Deal. Art
Mhm.
of the Deal. So he's known for being a deal maker. Uh, and even before Trump became president, while he was considerably a young man, people were saying Trump card. So he kind of blazed this trail already, but he's known for being a deal maker, and so he kind of leans on that now that he's in the White House, making deals with China, making deals with you know North Korea, making deals with Iran. You see how he's connected all of this to his brand.
Mhm.
Uh, so you're on point when you talked about that he's doing these things to make a deal, right? He's anticipating that you're going to do something. If I raise the tariffs, 5,000% on Canada, they're probably going to do this. And so he's using the same type of strategies. It's interesting to watch because that's what he's leaning on. That's his experience. He's not a lifelong. Most people who become president are lifelong politicians, and that's not him.
Yeah, but I don't think we had one so brash, meaning lacking the ability to not say everything that does, like he did Zelensky. That was, that was an embarrassment. So,
Yeah, that's another example, right? Most people who become president are lifelong politicians. Trump doesn't have that diplomacy, right?
right.
This is the art of the deal. This is corporate real estate. This is takeover mentality, right? This isn't life. This isn't someone who spent a lifetime as a bureaucrat like Biden, 50 something years as a bureaucrat. In diplomacy, Trump comes from reality TV and making these types of corporate takeover type of deals in real estate. So there's a really good documentary you guys should watch about Trump. Let me give it to you. Most people don't even know about this documentary. It's by Journeyman Pictures. It's called "You've Been Trumped Too." It's by independent YouTube channel that does like independent journalism all around the world. Journeyman Pictures is a good YouTube channel. They do these independent journalistic views of things going on all over the world. But it's called "You've Been Trumped Too." It's by Journeyman Pictures. It's a fascinating documentary to watch because it goes into his mentality like you've never seen before. And you can imagine that. You can juxtapose that to how he's being the president. And you can literally predict what he'll do next as president based off that documentary. So bookmark that, save that, and check that out. It's a fascinating documentary.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. So yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I just feel like I was trying to see if they're trying to push us towards an international currency. We'll see. We'll see. It's interesting times we live in. So, but we'll see. Because you got interest rates that are high, you got wages not keeping up with the cost of living, and I feel companies are laying off or not hiring as much. So we shall see. We shall see. Urban, you got anything you want to say before we head on out? I don't know if he. I don't know. Can y'all hear Urban? I don't think he can hear us. He went silent all of a sudden. Let's say hello to Suki. What's up, Suki? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, y'all. Well, I don't mean to. I think Urban's got something wrong with his connection. But y'all, I want to head on out. Hopefully, y'all found this to be entertaining and educational. We need to stay aware of what's going on around us because there's a lot of stuff going on that they're moving, and we're the last to find about. Now, some of the stuff is public, but you got to do your research. You got to do your digging. So, you there, Urban? Okay, I don't know if he's there, but yeah, like I said, I always tell y'all, stay in shape, take care of yourself, save, prepare, stay abreast of what's going on. YouTube's great, be safe is great, but there's a world out there. Okay, here he comes. That we have to be aware of. What's up, Urban?
Hey, Sir King, I don't know what happened. I guess it's typical with StreamYard. It just froze up.
Mm. So
Um,
yeah, I was just saying, are we about to close out? Is there anything you want to share with the people before we leave?
no, no. I think that's it. I think I pretty much covered it. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the market, so we could talk about it next time.
Yeah, we'll set something up. What did you? Oh, I was just saying that I'm trying to see if they're pushing for an international currency, a universal international currency. Um, you know. But I was trying to say, how would you do that? Without causing your economy to tank,
hmm
and then also force people to adopt it.
I
So,
think that before we jump into that, international currency, and Trump is going to be at the forefront of a lot of this stuff. And during his presidency, we're going to see a lot of changes that he's
mhm.
pushing, this forward agenda, especially with Elon Musk being his right hand man. Everything and anything that is futuristic, that is way outside the box, Trump's going to be on board with that. But I think even before the whole international currency, I don't know if you're aware of the U.S. dollar, U.S.
Mhm.
currency going digital.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
that's going to go
But the
ahead.
thing is, they're saying that the dollars. Okay, so when Trump came in, he went for that SBA, the Small Business Administration,
hmm
or whatever that was, that organization that was in charge of holding the corporations, responsible, accountable for their practices. And Elon, I think, first went for that because he's trying to put in that X pay or some kind of payment system. He's trying to put in there, and I think, were opposing that. And I'm like, interesting. That's the first one of the first organizations you go after that's
hmm
there to protect the consumer because he's trying to put in his X pay or something like that payment system.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's a good catch. A good catch. Go ahead.
yeah. No, so I was just like I said, trying to connect the dots. Um, you know, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a good catch. We can dive in on that. That's a good catch, man. Well, just before Trump was elected, Elon came out with his own. Uh, it was a cryptocurrency, wasn't it? Didn't he come out with his own cryptocurrency just before Trump got elected?
Well, I don't know. He strongly endorses Dogecoin.
I remember Doge, but there was something else. I have to find a link and send it
He
to you.
has a. I don't think he has his own cryptocurrency. He has that payment system X. All of
Okay.
them X. All those X's are XRP, XDX, XLM. They all tied in together. So
Okay. I'm not. I'm. You're the expert on cryptocurrency. I've never
no, mm-mm.
invested.
no. I'm aware, but they have so much. But I'm seeing because, like I said, the 28th is when the SEC is supposed to drop that case against Ripple, which
Okay.
is supposed to be a big deal. We shall see. Um, and
Yeah.
that's
Let me
pretty.
take a look. I'll take a look at it. And
Yeah, take a look at that.
okay.
Um, but if Elon uses that in his financial system, like I said, that payment system that he has,
hmm
that might usher in that. So yeah, it's a lot going on.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good insight that you had there. And I want to take a look at that. I'm definitely gonna take a look.
Right. Yeah, take a look at because they said that SBA is what he went after first because they were the ones that were putting up the blockades to him being able to, put that system in wherever he was trying to implement it or put it in and all that.
hmm
So with them out
Yeah.
the way, he could he didn't have to worry about any legal hurdles. So
Yeah. I mean, one thing for sure, if you're a multi-billionaire and you have a president in your pocket,
mm,
right? Well, everything, everything that you want, right? You've invested, right? You made an investment because Elon Musk basically invested in Trump. He said he looked at Trump as an asset for his agenda.
she
That's
says nobody says Elon has the Doge lawn Mars. That's not for she says that's his crypto coin.
that's his crypto coin. Okay, I knew I heard something about it, and there was something going on as far as
Hi
some
nobody.
kind of deal he had with them. But as I was saying, Elon invested in Trump. Trump is considered an asset. So whatever Elon's agenda is, you're going to see him use Trump to get that agenda. Trump is like
Okay.
his,
Of
you know,
course, it already happened with the the NASA stuff, integrating with his own company. Yeah, so yeah. like I said, the whole thing about his cars being on the front line with the
And
White House.
attacking his cars has now become an act of terrorism.
Right, exactly.
So if you go outside and you take a baseball bat and beat up a Ford truck, nobody cares.
But
But if
those
you
are
attack
acts of
a
desperation. That's an act of desperation
right.
because what they're afraid of is that he's synonymous. He is going to be, or people are going to associate whatever he does with this oppression and job loss and stuff like that. Like his whole thing is to have humanoids. Well, are you gonna really buy a humanoid Tesla robot to put in your house if he's caused so much destruction? No.
Well, look at who's got one of the biggest influencers to endorse it is Kim Kardashian. So yeah,
You
Elon
think,
Musk is saying by next year he wants one. I think it's called Optimus. By next year, he wants Optimus sitting right next to you in your living rooms. Okay.
what's the thing? You're not. This is the key thing. I think he forgot that at the end of the day, people make the choice to whether obtain what you're selling. And if
Uh,
you don't have the best image, it's all about branding. If you don't have he
mhm,
had a great brand or image, but now
mhm,
he's tarnished that, right? So no matter how great your product is, if your image don't match that product of excellence, people are not gonna buy it. You have to buy it under a secondary name or hide how you associate it with it. So that's how I feel. Okay,
yeah. Oh, go ahead, chicken.
Real Mama Fifi, what were you trying to tell me in that message? I didn't. It didn't come through all the way, so that's why I was trying to figure out. You said something, keep info something, and then it got cut off. But so I was trying to figure out what you were trying to say to me in that message, and also thank you uh, for your support of the program. But go ahead, Urban. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the risk. I'm sorry, that's the risk that the investors are having. Like Kathy Wood, she's a long-term Tesla investor, but
Mhm.
she also expressed that concerns. Like if this doesn't go right with what hopefully he'll be back. But if that doesn't go right with what you're doing, no matter how great your invention is, your project, if you're causing people direct pain and how can I say it? Um,
Sure.
direct pain and imposition, people are not going to buy your product. You know,
Mhm.
so yeah,
Can you hear me, Sir King?
I hear you now. Yeah,
Okay.
you dropped
Uh,
out.
Elon must not like what we're talking about because
I
they
guess so. Hmm.
me they popped me real quick. Yeah, so I think that if you look at Elon Musk had an agenda, right? And so looking at it from an executive perspective, he had an agenda, things that he wanted to accomplish. And he said, "Well, man, if I can get Trump in my pocket, I'm good."
Hmm.
He underestimated Trump's. Let me use a quote. So Obama said, "Never underestimate the ability of Biden to f things up." That's a quote
Hmm.
from Obama about Biden before Biden became president. So that's what Elon did. He didn't underestimate. He underestimated the ability of Trump to f things up, and totally mess up his brand. And so he's going to take some losses. It's a gamble, in business. It's a gamble. So it'd be interesting to watch this play out. They're talking about,
Okay,
go ahead.
so when he did that whole Hitler salute,
Uh
they
huh.
said that the amount of registrations of Tesla in the EU and especially in Germany plummeted. So you see what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, you and then on top of the US, in regards to US, he done
Right.
pissed off a lot of people, especially in that DC area, who I'm sure
Mhm,
were driving Teslas too,
mhm.
as well. So there's gonna be a catastrophic. And I'm telling you, it's too evident. Like I'm sure you saw this, he had a hands-on meeting encouraging or telling current Tesla employees to please not sell their shares.
Mm.
Because they said once if it drops down to $100, he gets margin called because he
Mm-hmm.
used a lot of that money to buy Twitter. So
Mm-hmm.
the banks would then take over Twitter and he will lose his ownership. But he's doing a lot of stuff to piss off a lot of people all over. And if you notice, there's been ironically an interesting increase in his stock price
Mm-hmm.
to 274 or 280.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about this before. There's there's like the president, drives agendas, right? So he can
Mm-hmm.
he can contact an agency and say, hey, put out a good jobs report. He can contact
Mm-hmm.
the treasurer, he can contact, you know, these various agencies, and he can say, hey, this is what I need. This is why when you look at who he selected, this is chess, right? This is why when you look at who he selected and why he selected them. Uh, and also, Trump is challenging, the judicial branch, saying that, look, I'm the president. I don't care what you've said as a federal judge. You're not the president. So that order is ignored. We're going to move forward because I'm the commander in chief. So there's a lot going on here. It's fascinating to watch it. What's going to happen with Trump's presidency? We have a constitutional crisis going on.
The Constitution is just a piece of paper right now.
You saw now. Bush said that.
But it's,
Bush said that. But yeah, that's what's going on, right? So it's going to be fascinating to watch. But Trump is consolidating his power as president and trying to make himself as close to a king or emperor as possible. And what he says goes. You just look at his executive orders. And Elon Musk is this right hand man who has his agenda. Right? Like you got these robots walking in the background. You must be in Elon Musk's pocket, Sir King.
no. But I think one thing that they've all failed to take into account is the power of the people.
Power of the people.
Yes.
Bingo. Power of the people. Bingo. So it's going to be fascinating to watch. There's people that are already trying to get rid of Trump once again. I think this will continue. I'm talking about people in Congress, people in the House, trying to get rid of him again, like they did the first time. It's going to be fascinating to watch. But one thing is for sure, though, what Elon's agenda is, I think he's going to accomplish most of that, like the trip to Mars. I did
Oh
think it
yeah.
was fun. I did think it was fascinating that the astronauts were rescued. That's no small task. So I'll give him kudos. I'll give Elon kudos for that. That's no small task. Those astronauts were rescued from deep space. Well, not deep space, but um, from they call Earth space. But I'll give him credit for that. That he accomplished that successfully, and that's a mark on Trump's presidency that the astronauts were rescued from space.
Yeah. And he's got
But
access to the classified.
you're going to see a lot of technological advances happening very quickly with Elon being in Trump's. Elon is going to push everything technological as much as he can before him and Trump eventually fall out. Everything he can get from Trump, he's going to try to get that. And so we're going to the technological renaissance we're going through right now is going to rapidly increase with Elon Musk being right there next to Trump.
Oh,
So
I
by
agree.
by next month, Sir King, you'll have Optimus robot sitting on your couch.
No. Like I said, you wake up to that thing choking you. No.
That robot will be like, Sir King, what's going on, man? The YouTube Arsenio Hall. What's going on, big dog? And be like, yeah.
I
Stop,
think
deactivate, shut down.
right. You should be scared. You really should. You really should.
So it'll be
It's,
fascinating time.
yeah.
It's a fascinating time to live in. But we do have to be observant. That's why I like that scripture, Ephesians 5:16. See then that you walk circumspectively, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna close out. We'll get together and try to arrange something where we'll put together a live and talk about what's going on in the world, among other things. So, but thank you, Urban, for coming. Hope all is well with you and your family. I think he can't hear me, y'all. I think he can hear me, but I can't hear him. We got that YouTube, that StreamYard situation. That's why I want to pay them no $45. They should be masters of this connectivity game. But Urban, I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you. So, but somebody drop the okay. So Real Mama Fifi says, no, you got to think about it. Trump is just, I feel, the figurehead right now. There's obviously the way they moving. There's multiple people in the background orchestrating stuff. I see that. I see that straight up. So it ain't just him. You got to have the right person in place, and they got the right person in place to follow the orders. Excuse me. And he's definitely following. They need to do something to stop that CERN. What's CERN? Thank you, Mama Fifi. What's CERN? CERN. Who that? So yeah, so this commentary is not meant to scare, but it is to make you aware. So y'all just be able to pay attention. And I think there's something called iBit too, where they're able to now remotely access or search your device. They just have to get a search warrant or something. So just be careful what y'all do on your phones, all that stuff. Just careful what you search because it's always leaving a digital footprint. Okay, so with that being said, I'm out of here. Urban, if you can hear me, unfortunately, you stop working. But we'll catch you next time. Okay, let me see what y'all say in the chat before I go. Thank you, Bujanista. I called you Bujanista. DC, the Budgetnista, thank you. I appreciate the thumbs up. Please don't subscribe. They found the guard particle. Ooh, child. That's the machine that breaks down particles. Oh, I hope not. Then that mean they could break down the earth. Child. Now that's scary. Y'all keep playing with God though. What's up, Ashton 1.0? We're about to head on out. But y'all better stop playing with God. Thank God he's that's what you need to put your faith in, but they all want to be gods. Y'all keep playing with God and make him angry, and he come back up here and roast and toast y'all asses. Well, they asses. They're working on dark matter now, and they're opening up particles or portals. Ooh! You know what's interesting? You said that nobody. I was watching that movie Godzilla versus King Kong today, and they were opening up portals left and right. Oh, left and right. That's interesting you say that. All right, y'all keep opening up portals and been dealing with people that are 12 feet high, or 12 feet tall, and 800 pounds that we can't deal with. Y'all better stop. Because y'all bored. Y'all better stop that. Thank you, Ashton. I appreciate you catching us on the replay. What's up, Urban? I told the audience that we get ready to head on out. Anything you want to say? We'll get together and schedule a live to talk about the real world, but anything you want to say before we close it out?
No, I think we covered it all. I think StreamYard was like, yeah, let's cut this conversation real quick.
All right. Nobody says they're putting up portals in all the cities. We have one. They better stop. All right, y'all. I'm heading on out of here. If you want to, feel free to suggest your downside circuit crowd. And make sure y'all throw something out. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all. See you later.
All
Have
right,
a good one. See ya. Bye. All right. Bye, y'all. Take care. Try to play my outro music. Bye, y'all.
Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King. Sir King. Sir King.
Oh, excuse me. All right, y'all take care. I'll have to research that situation about that portals. I can't believe they started messing with that stuff. Oh Lord, why can't we enjoy peace? I mean, let me just on this note, why do we always have to sit up here and do things that we know, like nobody? If they sit up here and wind up accessing a portal that bring some crazy, terrible villain like we see in the movies, and we can't, and it wipes out civilization, then they gonna sit up there and say they sorry, right? Like, anyway, y'all take care. Y'all have a good one. Ooh, child. Bye, y'all.